Should I pretend like we're on the way? I'm gonna pretend like we're on the way, but we're actually on the way back because I didn't film anything on the way. So we're on the way to Mount Airy, North Carolina, which is 2 hours away, but we're actually coming back from it.
Quality content.
How is this quality content?
Because people love to see other people suffer.
I don't want to do this. I'm tightening it.
It wasn't my property.
Fingers again.
Thanks. Your clippers.
Hey.
It's pretty good.
What do you think it is? I think it's the loosest.
Probably one of the.
It's a very skinny
boas.
boa python.
Oh. It's a very skinny Colombian rainbow boa. She does triple zip tie it.
I'm scared to open them.
What did you think was gonna happen?
I'm so scared. These are so tight. These are way tighter than any of the other ones.
I feel like I say this pretty much every video, but the background has changed again in the room. Some people complain that there's not enough animals in the background, and I kind of agree. I still like it without, but I like to mix it up pretty often. So here's the new background. I'm sure we'll change again in like a month, because I like to keep it fluid and keep it changing. Not everything is set up, because I just brought these enclosures up today, but for the most part, they have most of their lighting and stuff. So it looks kind of cool, but we'll see if it sticks or not. Either way, what you just saw was us picking up 11 new snakes from someone that unfortunately could not keep them. A big part of what we do is taking animals from pretty much anywhere, from pretty much anyone, for pretty much any reason. A lot of people will not have the right finances and their money will change and how much they can afford or whatever. Others will move to a place that doesn't allow reptiles. Others will be in relationships where the other person doesn't want the animals anymore. Those are definitely the three most common reasons, or going to college or something. And this person unfortunately had a landlord that was not comfortable with their animals, so they had to rehome all of them very quickly. They actually drove 6 hours, I think 6.5 hours. We drove about 2 hours to meet them in between, which is kind of in between. They did most of the driving, but thankfully they were able to. And they gave us a really cool variety of snakes, so I'm going to run down those animals, show you what they are, talk a bit about them, and just some interesting different things along the way. So starting out, these are 2 ball pythons that we got. The first thing you might notice if you're looking closely is this beautiful white one has some unfortunate scars around its face and down its back a bit. This is most likely from feeding live mice and rats. A lot of snakes won't take frozen thawed, and a lot of people just feed live just for the heck of it. I definitely do not recommend it if you can avoid it, because it's more expensive for you, it's less humane on the mouse or rat that you're feeding, and it's definitely a lot more dangerous for your snake, because that animal gets a chance to fight back. Obviously in the wild, snakes eat live, believe it or not. There's not just frozen thawed mice sitting around, but snakes have much longer lifespans in captivity, they're a lot healthier, and look a lot better. So this one, especially because it's so white, you can really see the scarring in different places, which is unfortunate, but thankfully they've healed up pretty well. And we are making sure to switch everything to frozen. We only sell snakes that are eating frozen thawed. So these are both pretty small. They're still on the thinner side, but they're looking quite good overall. And when we got them, the footage of getting them was from a few weeks ago, so we've had them for a good little bit now, so we know they aren't sick, don't have anything contagious, whatever. Any concerning animal and the new animals are quarantined in a separate room to make sure that they're all doing good, and then they can move kind of to the more general area This room is basically the filming room, which now has some animals in it. And downstairs is where most of the animals are. On Instagram, I did a little preview, or I guess a sneak peek of how the room's looking so far. So if you follow go_herping, you can see those pictures of the downstairs so far of this new house. And it's pretty full. It's the most animals we've ever had. But yeah, these are the first two that we got. Just normal ball python and a not so normal ball python, a blue-eyed leucistic. The person that gave us these animals also had 7 Colombian rainbow boas, which is the most that we've ever had at once. And we have all of those now. These are not super cheap boas. They're actually all het for something, which means that they have a gene that they don't show, but when they reproduce with another animal with that gene, it will show in the animal. Basically, it's not a dominant gene, and it's not gonna show up even if just one animal has it, and the animal itself might not show it. So we have to be really careful with these and make sure we don't mix them up. Thankfully, every animal has a unique serial number, which is how we keep track of everything. So some of these rainbow boas are Het T positive for the albino strain, which means that their offspring will be albino. And then others are Het for blue-eyed leucistic, which is that gene that makes them nice and white with blue eyes, which is not only in ball pythons, but in rainbow boas as well. So, although these look normal and maybe a little boring to some, maybe me, you know, I don't know if you saw that, my first impressions on rainbow boas, but there's that video if you want to see it. But I'll admit, these are pretty cool animals. So we have 7 of these now, which will be on the way. This one is super quick. Some of them are very nippy, very defensive, and not a fan of people. This is pretty common with little snakes. It's also possible the owner was not handling them much because they had so many, or whatever the reason. They all seem like pretty new snakes to that person. So basically, a lot of them will need more work, but if you are actually looking to buy one, their listing will say how their temperament is, so you'll know in advance. So I still stand by my claim of rainbow boas. If you don't know, I find Colombians to be, personally, something that I don't really want. I don't find their size that interesting. I think their colors are kind of boring. Their temperaments can be interesting, but not really for me. Either way, I can appreciate this snake. Really cool face, really cool pattern. And again, these are both het for different genes. So basically, a breeder would really like to have these if they're interested in breeding rainbow boas. The nice thing about boas is many of them are live birth, meaning that they don't lay eggs, but they just shoot the babies right out. So you do not have to incubate, you don't have to worry about eggs, you don't have to wait as long. They all just grow inside the mama, and she pushes them on out. And then they're ready to jump into life. Oh yeah. It is interesting how different their temperaments are, even though they're very similar animals. Some are bigger and some are smaller. They're all juveniles for sure. Not like straight out of the egg babies, but they're pretty young and looking really good. Some of them are a little thinner than others, but they've all been eating consistently, and thankfully they're all on frozen thawed rats or mice right now, which makes it way easier to feed them. It's not a pain. It's pretty nice to see. It's definitely interesting working with them because the house is very hot if the AC is not pumped like to the max. So the AC is pretty much always running in this house, even though it's 40 degrees outside, because there's so much heating and so much electricity being used. But these boas want to stay cooler than other species, so it's actually nice not having to have so much heating because they can overheat pretty easily, and it's really dangerous for them because they're a lot more sensitive of a species than others. So that it works in our benefit in this case because we can save on electricity because the electricity bill is kind of high. Next up, we're bringing out the big guns. Having to put gloves on. I've never put gloves on for an animal in a video, I don't think. So, you're probably wondering what it is. Is it a Savannah monitor? A copperhead? What can it be? Let's find out. It's a hognose. So, she had 2 hognose snakes. This is the angry boy. As soon as I reached in his enclosure, he started biting everything. Like, he was biting the hide, and now he's biting my finger through the glove, which I don't feel it because the glove is pretty thick. It's okay because I'm not being envenomated. Not technically, these are rear fanged. They have very minor venom. It very rarely can hurt you. It's closer to either feeling like nothing or feeling like a bee sting. And because they're rear fanged, the venom might not even reach your finger or hand. But I like to play it safe and not get bit because I don't freak out. The snake freaks out less, but it still does this. So I think Hognoses are really adorable snakes. I've really only gotten to work with these really tiny ones. And they are adorable. I love their faces, even while he's munching on my index finger. It has a really cool belly pattern. It's almost all black with some little speckles. And overall, just a really unique interesting snake that you don't see every day. So I definitely see the appeal, and I'm pretty sure that these will be pretty high interest over. Ow, the teeth are reaching my, ow. 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 His teeth went through the glove. I can feel them in my finger. Now we get to figure out if A, he gets any venom in me, and B, if I'm allergic or not. He just keeps chewing. So these videos are hopefully really interesting, and at the same time, let's admit it, they're kind of an ad to sell some of these animals, and it probably doesn't help when one will not let go of my finger, but I'm just gonna pretend like he's not and keep talking about him. So there are 2 of them, a male and female. If I were to guess, I would guess they're siblings. I could probably confirm that, but I'm not sure. But they stay small, just a couple feet. They're known to musk and play dead, and these 2 are no exception. They follow a lot of the standard hognose rules of being grumpy and cute and unique at the same time. So this doesn't really make me want one. I get like having animals that are angry. Like, it can be fun to have grumpy animals. After all, I have Bonnabelle, the Savannah monitor, who by the way is doing pretty well, and she probably needs another video of her own. But that's not related to this. Anyway, back to this one that wants me to die. I was saying how you might mix up some of the animals, like the het T-positive albino and the het blood leucistics, but you won't mix up these 2 hognoses because one, you just stick your finger in and see which one bites you. So I'm gonna go get the other one and see how that one reacts. Hey, I'm back with 2 hognoses. I was completely lied to. They're both biting me now. Please help. Okay, she let go, but she immediately nipped me as soon as I touched her. So this is another example of how temperaments can be different between animals. Since this one is pretty okay and this one's not so okay, now over time you can definitely work with them and get them more comfortable with people. With hognoses, it's probably a bit more difficult. And from what I've heard, they're just more like this throughout their entire lives. They're also a burrowing species, so it's a little like, kind of weird because even if it's a display animal, you don't really get to see it displayed because it's always burrowed. So it's kind of weird how some animals are desired so much. Yes, I am judging you for your opinions if you want these animals. Are they for sale? Yes, they are, but you're weird if you buy them. But yeah, we got some really interesting variety of animals in here with us, with 11 new, including 2 ball pythons, 2 western hognoses, and 7 Colombian rainbow boas. So all pretty different species. I think they all have different audiences of people that might want them, or different markets you could say. And it's a pretty unique selection of animals that we got. So I like seeing what we have. Hopefully you enjoyed hearing about them. And I just thought it'd be interesting to go over some of their individual personalities and where we got them. So if you do need help rehoming an animal, and if you're in the USA, you can go to emeraldscales.com/rehome. You can ship your animal to us. We'll help you cover the shipping fees, and then we can work with them. You might see it in a video or 2, and it'll be available on the site. I have to now get him out of my finger, and that's what we've got. So I want to keep doing more kind of vlog style content. This one wasn't super long, but hopefully we can keep it up as more interesting little trips and projects come up. So if you're interested in an animal, you can check it out on the site. We have an inventory that's always changing, and we've definitely been pretty overwhelmed with stuff overall. We really hate declining animals, but we have started to have to decline some people for time and space and money reasons. But we do our best to get as many as we can without overwhelming ourselves. So that's why there's been kind of delays in videos, because there's been a lot of work. But we're gonna keep working, keep getting help, and improve everything overall.